More than a week after 12 boys and their football coach went missing in a cave complex in northern Thailand, a glimmer of hope. Divers are making progress towards an elevated area inside the caves where they think the 13 missing might be seeking shelter. So far, rescue efforts have been hampered by heavy rainfall in Chiang Rai, where these caves are located, with water blocking the entrances. But a break in the rains has helped the rescue teams to move ahead. Oxygen tanks have been installed at 25-meter junctures for the divers, and a big water pumping machine has been deployed to make it easier for them to swim to this elevated area. The boys, aged 11 to 16, and their coach, who's 25, went missing on the 23rd of June after they ventured deep into the cave network, past signs that warn people not to enter during the rainy season, which starts in July. More than 1,000 rescuers, most of them Thai, but also teams from the US, the UK, China and Australia, are now involved in the effort to find them. The rescue operation has been dominating the news in Thailand. The search is all over the TV and in the newspapers there. At the site, a number of different approaches are being used to try and find the missing. They've been trying to pump the rainwater out of the caves, and they've also been exploring the possibility of drilling down into the caves from above. The message from the rescue teams is clear. They're not giving up yet in the search for these boys and their coach. Nikhil Kumar, CNN, New Delhi.
Now, to get more on this race against time, Josh Morris is the founder of the Chiang Mai Rock Climbing Adventures Group, and that's a company that's helping out in the rescue effort, and he joins us now via Skype from Thailand. Good to see you, Josh. Before we go, I want to show our viewers exactly where we are talking about. This is a cave system surrounded by hilly terrain and heavy forest, and it's in the middle of a national park in northern Thailand. Can you tell me more about these caves? Is this an important destination for tourists? Has there been any precedent to people getting lost in these caves before?
Well, caves in Thailand have a special place in society. They have huge religious significance, but in addition to that, caving has always been really fantastic in Thailand because it's typically warm weather. If you compare the average temperature inside of a cave in Thailand to that of North America or Europe, it's much warmer. You can cave in a t-shirt and shorts in Thailand versus sometimes wearing dry suits and wetsuits in other countries. And the entire region is basically limestone from a 300 million year old coral reef that used to stretch from southern Australia into China. So there's tons of caving. But typically, people don't go on big caving expeditions. There's a small niche of people who are doing that. This cave is actually quite interesting because it's 10 kilometers long. It's got a very big river passage, and it's been surveyed quite recently to become the 4th longest cave in Thailand.
Would there have been guides there? Would people have had to pay for admission? Would there have been, I don't know, ropes or kind of lights inside to help guide people along?
So some caves in Thailand have that, and they have significant investment to have concrete pathways and lighting in the cave. I actually am not 100% familiar with this cave. I'm going up to the site tomorrow to join the effort, but I do know there is a concrete staircase at the entrance, but a lot of times it doesn't go beyond the entrance. Some caves have tourist guides that you hire, some don't. I don't believe this one has a guided system.
And I believe a couple of people from your company are helping with the rescue effort. Have they told you anything about some of the challenges they're dealing with?
Sure. I've spoken with them quite regularly. We have one guy who's been there since Saturday evening, and basically they are part of the team that's looking for alternate entrances outside the cave to be able to maybe bypass the flooded sections of the cave and get to the same spot that the divers are trying to get to, but using ropes instead of diving. And that's actually quite difficult because the cave is quite big and quite high, so you have to scavenge around the hillside looking for possible entrances that are covered with vegetation, and it's muddy and it's raining, so it's really hard to find those entrances. But those guys are working around the clock, dropping down into different holes, crawling through, trying to find maybe that one hole that can pop through and get into the dry section of the cave.
It sounds like a massive and potentially risky rescue effort. Josh Morris, founder of Chiang Mai Rock Climbing Adventures in Thailand, thanks so much for joining us.